Okay, take 18. My name is Patrice Kelsey Jean. I am a speech language pathology student, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about my life. So this definitely feels a little bit weird. I am not used to talking to a camera. I've actually wanted to film this video for a really long time, but my roommates are always here and they think it's so funny that I'm doing this or that I want to do it. So I needed to film it when they weren't here because I didn't want them like knocking on the door and making fun. You're a graduate student, and I just like want to document my journey. This is hard. This is the most challenging thing I've ever done in my life. I wouldn't call myself lazy, but I would definitely say I'm a little bit of a procrastinator, and it is so hard to survive in graduate school if that's your personality. So I'm definitely having a bit of a struggle, but I'm also having the time of my life. I am learning so many things about the field that I'm passionate about, and I'm making the best of friends. And at the end of the day, I'm doing well, and I'm gonna graduate around this time next year. So I just feel like this is just such a cool thing that I can share this and I can look back on it. I'm sure there's not really gonna be many people watching, if anybody watching, other than like my mom. But I get to watch. I get to look back on this and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's what I was doing, or I can't believe that's when I learned that. It was such a lot of fire right now. I should probably cut that out. But anyway, I am a traditional graduate student, or a speech language pathology graduate student. So there's all different kinds of students that you can be. You can be a part-time student, you can be a distance online student, you can be a, how do I say, like without a background. So you came into the program without having any experience in communication disorders, or you can just be like a typical traditional student, and that's what I am. Nothing special. So I guess I'll give you a little bit, start from the beginning. So I graduated high school in 2013, and I enrolled in my county's community college, and I was there for 2 years. I majored in liberal arts, general studies, nothing really that special. I was kind of just trying to get my degree and move on to a 4-year school. I wasn't a bad student in high school or anything like that. I kind of just wanted to save money, and I wanted to stay close to home, but I didn't want to be home for more than 2 years. I wanted to be home, work a little bit, kind of become a little bit more mature before I go away to college, and then move on. And that's exactly what I did. That was my plan, and that's what I did. So I moved on to a 4-year university. It was a state university in New York State, and I went there for 2 years. I majored in communication disorders and sciences, which was literally the best time of my life because I knew I wanted to do it ever since I was in like 10th grade, maybe 11th grade. But I went to community college where you don't learn anything about communication disorders. So I was waiting for years to finally get coursework in communication disorders and sciences. I wanted to learn about this so bad, and I knew that this was my passion. I knew that I wanted to help people communicate their ideas and ask questions. Those are little things that we don't even realize we lose if we don't have the ability to communicate, and I wanted to make sure that people did. So going to this 4-year school was the best time of my life because I was just learning all at once, all these things that I've always wanted to know. If I went as a 4-year student, they kind of would have broke it up a little bit and spread it out, and I would have been taking like regular general ed courses like math or statistics and bio 101, and I wouldn't have been concentrating on communication disorders. So since I transferred and I already taken all of those general education courses, they condensed my program to 2 years, and I was only taking my major courses such as, communication disorders and sciences and language development and things like that. So I did that for 2 years, and then I graduated. I applied to grad school as a senior in college. So I applied, I think like January, beginning of January, February, and I got accepted in February to a couple of different schools. I definitely got my fair share of rejections too, but I got accepted to my first choice, and that's where I am right now. And it's a great experience. I'm just like in the world of speech language pathology. Originally I feel like this video is going so long and I'm just rambling, and I'm so sorry, but this is my first time doing this. I'm gonna learn as we go. But yeah, I just feel like I'm rambling on. But anyway, so in communication disorders and sciences, when you major in that, you are also learning about audiology, not only speech pathology, which I actually really enjoyed. I loved audiology. I loved my audiology professor. She was incredibly professional and funny and just a joy, and I really loved that class. I actually considered becoming an audiologist for a little bit, but I didn't, obviously. I'm born to be a speech language pathologist. But now I am only learning about speech, and it is so cool. And I thought that this would be a great opportunity for people who also are interested in applying to speech pathology school. There are not a lot of YouTubers online on YouTube that talk about this or that are majoring in this, which is insane to me because speech language pathology students love watching YouTube videos. That's literally all we do other than study. So there are two people that I consistently watch that are in the speech world, and that is Classic Casey. She is a official, like certified by ASHA. She's certified by ASHA, which is our body of, I don't even know the word, like the American Speech and Hearing Association. And she is a speech language pathologist on YouTube, and she's documenting her life, and she talks a lot more than speech. She talks about so many different things, and she is so cool, and I would love to meet her one day. And I also follow this Social Speechy, and she is a first-year graduate student as well, and she's doing an online distance program, which is so cool. And it's so cool that she's able to show her life, because I know that there are so many people who want to get into it, but they think they have to go to a full-time program or be like the most traditional student, and she is killing it. I don't want to say too much about her life because you could just watch her channel, but she is working, I think, like 4 different jobs, and then she goes to school part-time online. And yeah, she's gonna be a speech language pathologist too. But there's not really any traditional students kind of documenting their journey. I think there are a couple, but they're not very consistent, or they kind of just like let it go by the wayside or something like that, or they graduated already, like Classic Casey. But there's not many people who are currently in grad school right now documenting their journey, and I wanted that so bad. I want someone else to talk to me about what is going on in their life, other than the girls in my cohort, who are amazing, by the way, and I'm sure that they'll make their cameos in this channel. So that's why I wanted to start this channel, because I'm like, you know, be the change you want to see in the world. I wanted to see that, and I'm not seeing it, so I'm gonna be it. So now I'm gonna talk about the different things I plan on doing on this channel. So one thing I want to focus on this channel is applications, because I know that a lot of people have questions about that. The application rounds for this year are pretty much over, but for next year, people who are applying next year can watch this and kind of figure things out a little bit. And making YouTube videos is a lot harder than it looks. I literally lose my train of thought, and in a real conversation I would be like, wait, hold on, I can't remember. But in here I'm like, do I stop it and just like edit it in? Like, what do I do? I don't know. This is so weird. Yeah, I also want to talk about the different things you can specialize in being a speech language pathologist. There are so many different things you can do. I think a lot of people just assume that we're speech teachers only, and you can be a speech teacher as a speech language pathologist. I'm learning right now how to be a speech teacher, and speech teachers are awesome, but you can also work in a hospital, work with people who have swallowing disorders, you can work with people in rehabs, and you can work with babies in the NICU. There's a realm of things that you can do, and I came into this program knowing exactly what I wanted to do, and now I'm kind of just like, I don't know, that sounds cool. That also sounds really cool, and that sounds cool. So what am I gonna do? I do not know. But with this title, I can do literally whatever I want. So right now, what I'm most interested in, and this is what I came into the school most interested in, is working with the head and neck cancer population. So those are people who mostly have had, like the people I would be working with is mostly people who have had their voice boxes taken out, and that's also called a total laryngectomy. So they're no longer able to talk using their own voice because their vocal cords have been removed. There's no way to generate their own voice. But there are different ways to help that person communicate using a voice. And I would be the person teaching that person how to do that. There's really like 3 main methods, and that's what I want to be specializing in and doing for the rest of my life. That would be the best job in the entire world. But there's also other things that I'm learning about right now that I'm also really interested in. There's something called dysphagia, which is swallowing disorders, and a lot of speech language pathologists do that. That's a big one. They do it in hospitals. You can do it in a skilled nursing facility. You can do swallowing therapy and rehabs, and there's a lot of instrumentation involved in it. And this is pretty much as medical as it gets in speech language pathology. If you are interested in the medical side, then dysphagia is the way to go. So I'm also really interested in that. I'm learning a little bit more about pediatric feeding and swallowing, and that's also really cool. I am not that good at working with kids because I'm not the most creative person in the world, but this is also like a really fun way for me to work with kids and still kind of feel like I'm on the medical side of things. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I'm interested in being a medical speech language pathologist, and a lot of my friends are interested in being educational speech language pathologists, so it's a weird kind of thing, but I love talking to different people and learning about what other people want to do. So yeah, I feel like I don't have anything else to say. I had my laptop out because I am a rambler, and I wanted to be able to kind of have like a little bit of organization to this, but at this point I said everything I wanted to say, and if I come up with anything later, I guess I'll just film it later. But yeah, that's my life currently. I am in school pretty much 12 hours a day, I'd say, 5 days a week. And then on the weekends, I would probably spend about 5 hours a day in the clinic. So my life has pretty much been taken over by school and speech. And you know what? I really, as much as I can't wait to be done with school because I want to get into the real world and, let's face it, start making some money. I am a broke grad student. I am so tired of being broke. I've been broke my whole life. I'm 22 and I'm just going straight through school. And I would like to start making some money. Let's keep it real. But I also love being a student. I love that I always have constant mentors. It's never a bad thing for me to ask questions because at the end of the day, I am a student. And I live with my best friends, you know. I see my best friends every day that are interested and passionate about the same things I am. Imagine, you get to spend every day with people who have the same passion as you. Could you imagine? That's incredible. And I have that opportunity, so I am so happy that I get to do that. So I am not sure if anyone's gonna watch this video. I think that people should because I feel like I have a lot to say, I have a lot to share, and I just love speech. And I am not a traditional student. I did not get the best grades, you know, when I was in community college. And I still made it to grad school, to a good grad school, you know? So that's another thing I guess I want to focus on this channel is like kind of making it through your struggle and becoming that good student that you want to be. And I think that this will also help me become a better student because, you know, you got to practice what you preach. So I think that's all I have for this video. I don't think I have that much more to say. Thank you so much for anyone who actually did watch this. And thank you to the speech language pathology students and speech language pathologists on YouTube right now that are posting videos that we get to watch and learn from. And I can only hope to be as successful as they are. And yeah, thank you for watching.